Spreaker. We'll check this bad boy out. We'll record and we will start over. Are you ready? Are you ready, YouTube? Are you ready? Hey, YouTube, are you ready? I'm ready. Here we go. What is that weird thing right here? Hold on. Oh, it's light. It's a light shining in. And we'll go in 3, 2, 1, and go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Jersey to Vegas podcast. This is episode number 78. This is Pete. This is a redo because my daughter wouldn't stop talking the entire time. So all you heard was her voice screaming. So now that everything's taken care of and she's in the closet, just kidding, we will carry on with this conversation again called I'll Be Happy When, right? When will I be happy? It's such a weird, hard question to answer because I believe happiness is subjective, right? And it is. I don't believe it, it is. Right? Everyone's an individual. Everyone has different things that make them happy. And some of us are not even sure what makes us happy. But here's one thing that I do know and one thing that I have learned. And again, this is just my opinion, but I believe and definitely believe that happiness is a choice, right? We choose to be happy. We choose to live in a way that creates happiness. If I don't want to be happy, I know for damn sure I can make sure that I'm not. Right? The way I can make things look, the way I can feel about myself, the way I can carry myself, the way I have an outlook towards things. I don't have to be happy if I don't want to. Right? I can completely choose not to be content with anything that I'm doing, living for, involved in, and just hate. Hate or be sorrowful and be sad or be confused and feel angry. I can definitely move into those emotions way before happiness. A lot of people only saw Pete's happiness, that's me by the way, was when I was coaching, right? I would portray being happy because I genuinely was. You know, I really loved being in that moment. I really loved being in that room. And now that I try to do it and maybe even think about reliving it, none of it makes me happy. None of it aligns, which means that part of me, that happiness is gone. And the worst thing that I can do is try to relive that moment every single day. Or compare things that I'm doing or going to do and try to compare them to that time. It's only going to make me unhappy. It's only going to make me feel worse. Because those moments, like, there's no drug in the world, maybe there is, that can make me feel that way. I'm sure there is. There's everything. But naturally, no. So if I came out here and I tried, I applied to these jobs, maybe, everything's a sign, right? Everything is meant for a reason. And we'll talk about that in a second. But if I were to go to F45 or whatever the fuck they call it, or another place that I applied to, I forget, UFC, Fit, and I tried to do the same thing there, I know it's not going to feel the same. I know. Because I just feel it in my gut, and I trust my gut. I feel it in my energy because I trust my energy. Because the people at Crank, I had a relationship with, right? And I cared about them. And that care carried on to the next. But why did I care about them so much? Because they were my friends before Crank. They were my brother's friends before Crank. So I give a shit about those people. And then when someone that I give a shit about sends a couple people over, that's so nice. It's like a gift. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for referring me. And now I trust them more because it came from someone else that I care about. Now I care about them. And then you talk to them and you build this relationship, and the relationship is built faster because someone vouched for you, pretty much. Oh, yeah, I got no one vouching for me here. Who? Is Google going to vouch for me? Because they can find different stuff that people are saying about me and definitely not trust anything I'm saying. So you got to know, like, just because what you're doing or what you did made you happy, it might not make you happy anymore. So I can always say the best thing to do, I can suggest, not telling you to do anything, right? Is make a list of things that make you happy. If a fucking rabbit makes you happy, write down a rabbit. Right? If going out to eat makes you happy, then write down going out to eat. What makes you happy? But if you're like your job is not on that list, I understand you have a lifestyle that you can live, but maybe there's a way that you could plan on getting out of that job, as scary as it is. The only reason I say this job is because most people don't. They only stay there for the money. They stay there because they've been there for this long, and they worry about the security. Now, if you care about your job and you like it, and there's, everyone, it's not every job is perfect, right? It has its down days, but for the most part, if like 80% of the time you're happy, then no, it's a great place. You stay. But if it's like 10% you give a shit about your job, well, don't you think you spend more than half your life at your job? More than half your life at your job. Don't you think you should be friendly with people there? Don't you think you should like it a little bit? Don't you think it should be something that makes you feel good? Not all the time, but at least most of the time. But no, you just succumb to, I don't know what succumb means. You just fall to the trap of, I went to school for this, so this is what I do. I got this job out of college, so I'm not leaving no more because I'm the VP and I fucking want to kill everybody in the company. It ain't worth it. Is it really worth it? This is just through my fucking mind, right? Is it worth it to be miserable for 75% of your life? Because here in America, we work more than we live. You know when you live? 3 hours after work if you don't have fucking kids, and then on the weekends for a couple hours. And that's why you drink on Saturdays, hopefully not hungover on Sunday, so you could drink a little bit on Sunday and then be sobered up by Sunday night and then continue to Monday. That's living? Please go fuck yourself. Please tell me that's what you like. If it is, comment if it is. If you love it, comment. You tell me. Because you're not even living. You're working. Perfect example, my wife just quit. What are we going to do? I don't know. All I do know is that I trust her decision in doing so. If not, definitely told her she should definitely fucking do it 1,000 times. I'm not scared. I'm not scared about money. I'm not scared to lose a house. I'm not scared to lose a car. You know what I'm scared about? My wife being miserable. That's what I'm scared about. I'm scared about my wife living and working in a place that she fucking doesn't like, and it makes her stressed out and makes her not feel like herself. I'm sure she has her good days. I'm sure she has her great days. But if work gives you that much stress and you take home, it ain't worth it. I'll tell you right now, it ain't worth it. But you know what most people don't see in this situation? Most people see this, right? Oh my God, what are they gonna do? How are they gonna pay for this? They just got a new house. They just moved. There's no family here. They were there in Vegas. They're not even in Jersey. How is everything gonna work out for them? You know why it's gonna work out? Because Natalie's letting go of something that sucks. When you leave something, you give your life an opportunity for something else to come in. You open up, right? I'm not going to say the word manifest because I don't even know what that means except for like to gather, I think. When you let something go, something else comes. There's a reason for everything. And we got to stop trying to fight that. There's a reason for everything. she lets it go. We don't work for a couple fucking, I'll work and I'll do whatever I gotta do. First off, I ain't going broke, right? I know how to work, son. I know what to do. And if it comes down to it, I'll do whatever the fuck I gotta do for my family. Whatever I gotta do. There I'll be miserable for a short period of time because I gotta do what I gotta do to make my family happy. But I'm not gonna stay there forever. We're not gonna stay there forever. So just in case it came to that, which is not. It's not. It's gonna level her out. It's gonna make her think clear. It's gonna create some happiness being around the family more and just chilling out, and then give her an opportunity to maybe self-reflect. What is her worth? What else does she like to do? Is there another place that she can look at? And now she can open up her options and now move on to a different direction where she may not make more money, but she may get more time back, more happiness back, less stress. That's worth more than a fucking buck. Because if you're happy, you ain't going nowhere. You'll stay. And you'll see that. And people read that. And it feels good. And like I said, everything's got a reason, man. Everything's got a reason. You want to talk about this one? All right, I'll talk about it because I thought about this in the car and I started crying, okay? I think about what if I didn't leave? Or what if I didn't leave Jersey? Here's what would have happened. Ready? And it has nothing to do with Crank. Nothing. I would have did whatever I needed to do to make money. But with my dad getting sick, I would have been there for him more than I needed to be. I would have been there, taken care of him, and dropped everything. But I want you to think about it, because this is what my brother did, right? My brother stepped in. My brother stepped in really big for the fucking family. And he fed him and watched him, took care of him. Huge, huge fucking big jump. But if I didn't leave, that would have been me. Now, I want you to remember the mindset that I was in before I left. I just fucking left the hospital. I started recollecting my life back. I was in therapy. I was in fucking, what do they call that? Rehab. Virtual rehab because of COVID. Otherwise, I'm actually glad it was virtual rehab, not real rehab. Otherwise, I'd be locked away in a place for fucking 3 months. No, thank you. I would have never survived. As much as it pains me to think about me not being there for my dad, not seeing him, not talking to him, not helping do whatever it is they need to do for him. Selfishly, if I was there, I'm an emotional guy. I want you to tell me how I would be. I want you to think about how I would be. I think I would have regressed. I think that if it got to that point and then he did pass, I would let myself pass too. And I think about that a lot. Like the reason I moved out here was to not be there for that. To not have to see that and add that to trauma in my life. Because I don't think I'd be able to handle it. I wouldn't. I think about that a lot, guys. This morning I bawled all morning because I made my kids breakfast. And it's like little things, man, when you think about my dad and what he did. Like he would just feed my kids when he'd cut up fruit and make a pancake or something like that. He'd bring it over, while I would get ready to go to Crank in the morning. And he'd be there 4:30 in the morning, fucking cooking for my kids for when they wake up at like 7. And when I was making pancakes, I cried this morning. Because those are the little things I miss. And I think about, what if I was there? What if I never left? What would happen? It was meant to be. We were meant to be out here. I was meant to be here for the time being. Podcast people, take a quick break. YouTube people, hang on tight. What's up, YouTube people? Hopefully you hear me. Here we go. Welcome back. Thank you for the quick break, because that's what I was ending talking about. If I was there in Jersey when my father started to regress a little bit, and it's a tough topic. And I was talking about how things are just meant to be, and this is one of the instances that I was thinking about a lot lately. Was that one, because kind of I wouldn't be able to handle that. Not in the state of mind under all this medication. They would have fucking ramped up my medication. They would have gave me like 17 more pills just for me to handle that. Because I'm sure I would have talked to the psychotherapist. I would have talked to my psychologist about that. And she'd be like, "Oh, you still think about killing yourself?" Like, fuck yeah, every day. And then they'll fucking put me in the hospital. I have to lie all the time. That's every meeting or appointment I have. You have any thoughts of suicide or killing yourself and harming yourself? Yes. I'll say yes. I go, no. But in my head, I'm like, yes. But if I say yes, guess what's going to happen? Yeah. Bye-bye, dada. In the hospital you go. Sure, I think about it. Fucking, I don't act on it. Especially at that time. Now, no. I'm honest with that. But if it was during that time, yeah, man. Crazy. That shit was tough. That was a tough time. So let's go back to happiness. No, we're done talking about that. Let's go back to when are you going to be happy? It's a choice. And the more present I am, the happier I am. Maybe just sit. If you have trouble doing that, it's normal to think about the past and think about the future too much. It's normal. If you have anxiety, that's obviously what you do, right? You just think about the future and what's going to happen, and that overthinking it. And that's what creates anxiety. You think about things that aren't even real. When you have anxiety, we just think about things that are not even real. But we're just thinking about things that may happen, but are most likely not going to. But that's anxiety. And that's what creates that feeling, and then all the blood in our prefrontal cortex goes away, right? That's the decision making. No more blood here. It goes to fight or flight. All that gets stimulated. And now we're like, panic attack. That's what's happening during an anxiety attack or anxious episode. You start losing blood in your prefrontal cortex, and then you start moving it into the side. And now you're just protecting, thinking, worrying. So if you can practice just for a second of the day, just kind of sit down, be quiet, shut the fuck up, put your phone away, break your phone if you want to, and then just stare at the wall. Do you understand how staring at the wall? When people take a shit, you just take a shit. You sit there. If there are no phones, we all take our phones to take a shit, right? I'm gonna like this, and I'm gonna share it. Poo, 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 poo. I'm gonna like this, and I'm gonna share it. Poo, 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 poo. Right, that's what we do in the bathroom these days. Back in the day, you just went in. It was almost like a form of meditation. You take a dump or a piss, you smell it, and then you just sit there and kind of think about your life. Are you still in there? Yeah, I'm still in here. I'm just fucking thinking. But that was something you need to do. But now we don't do that because we have phones all the time. So maybe just find a time where you can do that. Sit down, relax, maybe not take a dump, and then just be. What is your body telling you? What is everything telling you? It's got to be telling you something because you're thinking about it a lot. Hold on. Sorry, got frozen. Your body's telling you, it's going to tell you something. It's got it. Because you're thinking about everything. But we think those thoughts are real. They're not real. They're just fucking thoughts. right? Especially if you're anxious. Anxious, again, is prediction of the future. That's all we're doing. We're just thinking about what's going to happen, and then we overthink about what's going to happen, and it makes us fucking crazy. But it's not real. Take a moment, sit down, relax, take a deep breath, and just like enjoy your breath. Look at the wall. What's up with the wall? I keep looking here. There's a cinder block wall, and now I want to go stare at it. There's a cinder block wall outside of my patio, and I want to stare at it for a long time and see what happens. You know, that there you can find your happiness, because that's where the truth comes out. When you let go of other people's thoughts and ideas and upbringing and college degrees and what my mom and dad told me to do, what my aunt told me to do, what my guidance counselor said I'll be good at. What do you think you're going to be good at? I always watch the movie Mr. Deeds. I don't know if anyone watched Mr. Deeds, but at the end of Mr. Deeds, he goes around and he tells everyone, do you think this is exactly what you want to do? And in a ridiculous Adam Sandler way, right? They all say these things that they want to be. One guy's like, I want to be a magician. And then one guy's like, I want to be a veterinarian and take care of pets. But what are you now? And he owns a fucking slaughterhouse. So it's like, you know, it's complete opposites. Obviously, it's a funny movie. But think about that and put yourself in a situation. Like, what do you want to be? What do you want to do for work? Because we have to do it, right? I guess we have to. If we live here, we got to kind of work. What would be the thing that you want to spend a lot of time, a lot of your life at? It shouldn't be something you hate. Man, teachers are the worst sometimes, because a lot of teachers, they hate what they do. Not gonna lie. They're just stuck. They're teachers and they hate it. I love my teachers, right? They're the funniest people ever. I'm talking about people like Crank. They're funny. But I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like being teachers, but they're tenured, right? I worked my 3 years to get that yellow slip. I'm tenured now. I don't even know if that was right. That means I'm stuck. I'm here forever. No, it's not. Quit. If you hate it, quit. If you don't like it, quit. No, don't say, oh, I'm quitting because Pete told me on a podcast. No, fuck you. Figure out your way to find happiness, because you're the only one responsible. No one's going to make you happy. Nobody. You know how you find it? Within yourself. No one in this world can make you happy. The only person that can make you happy is yourself, because you can't find happiness somewhere. You can't find it under this tree. You can't find it in the bathroom. You can't find it in the church. Now everyone's going to argue because I said church. Here we go. I didn't mean to say that. Calm down. It wasn't blasphemous. It was called improvisation. Take out church. Fucking now I got nothing else to say. Look within yourself. You'll find your happiness. But most of us don't want to take the time to look within ourselves. It's too much work. It's too hard. Can't do it. That's retarded. That's stupid. Like, can I say that word? I'm sorry if I did. It's okay. No one's listening. Yes, you are. And for those of you guys I'm sorry for downplaying you guys. For you guys that are listening, thank you. And I apologize for saying the word that was very normal in 1980. Not no more. And that's happiness. What makes me happy? It's a pretty simple one. You know, my family. But if they're not happy, I'm not happy either. You know, and that's kind of something maybe I have to work on. Just because they're not happy doesn't mean I have to be unhappy too. Just a thought. That's why I do this podcast. It's just a thought. But if my son's not doing well in school, it affects the way I am, right? If my wife is not enjoying her job, it affects the way I am. Because that's me, right? That's how I am, but I can change that too. And that's all work. But that's also being self-aware. So I guess you can say that the thing here is, it's like, what is happiness and how do you find it? When will I find it? you'll find it when you finally have the balls to look within yourself and realize what are the things that do make you happy, not things that will make other people happy, that will make you happy. You know how like you get a job where like you do things because you want to make sure your mom gets happy? I do it all the time, trust me, I still do it. You have a very strong influence on yourself. But what are the things that make you happy? And I feel like that's a question that has to be answered. That's a question that's going to take some time to answer. And if you want to answer it, comment in the video, YouTube down below. Let me know a list of things that make you happy. That'd be cool. I think it'd be cool. No one will do it. I think it'd be cool. If you guys out there in audio land, write it down. You gotta know. Self-awareness is key, and knowing exactly what it is you want and are striving for or looking for will help answer a lot of your questions in your life choices. Like, I'm not gonna settle down for a job that I don't like. I'm not gonna hang out with people that I don't care for. It doesn't make sense for me to. Because it doesn't make me happy. So, all right, I will see you guys later. This is Pete from the Jersey to Vegas podcast. I felt like I had something else I wanted to talk about. Ooh, this is a good one. So I heard this quote, and you let me know what you think about it, okay? We'll probably talk about this next time, I hope, if I remember. Heartbreak is someone breaking expectations you had of them. So there's no such thing as heartbreak. You're just upset because someone broke the expectations that you had of them. Interesting, isn't it? All right, anyway, there's a fucking car horn alarm going on that side. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming out. If you can, rate the podcast, review the podcast, and if you're on YouTube, just hang out and find another couple videos and help me, please, get more watch time hours. And I'll say it after every video. Maybe you're taking a dump or going to the bathroom or the same thing, or taking a shower, you know, press play on the phone for one of my longer podcast videos and just leave it there. And when you're done, take it off. Just say it. It wouldn't hurt to help me out, would it? Nope, because I'm finally asking for your guys' help. So I'll see you guys later. This is Pete from the Jersey Vegas podcast, episode number 78. Thank you guys so much for coming out, and I do appreciate you guys with all of my heart. Bye, everybody. Boom, boom, and now for you guys. YouTube, thank you so much for everything. I have to go pick up my son, and then I have to go fold some clothes, because that's the life I live.